Hi folks, and welcome to Schick Happens. In today's episode, I was tagged by Bonedaddytoo for the Get to Know Us challenge with 12 questions. You know piano, but how well do you know me? We'll stick around and find out here on Schick Happens. The first question in this tag is, what does your channel name mean? Well, obviously mine's Schick Happens. And I've said this before, I think in my first video and maybe a couple others, that Schick is nothing more than the name of the road I live on. And a lot of stuff happens out here. So, Schick Happens. The next question on this list is, where are you from? Now, depending on who you ask, you're going to get a multitude of different answers. My wife, she thinks I'm from another planet. But I came from my mom. That's where I'm from. Oh, the town? Little town in northwest Ohio on Lake Erie called Oak Harbor. That's where I was born and raised. So that's where I'm from. The next question on this list is, how many countries have you visited? Well, a lot, but I don't know how many. While I was in the Navy for 8 years, I know I was all over the world. I did 2 med cruises. I pulled out my jacket from 92, 93 med cruise. So on here, I know I was in Italy, France, Egypt, Spain, Israel, and Greece. I also spent 1.5 years in Newfoundland. And there's a lot of other places I've been to that I just can't recall. It was a long time ago. The next question is, what's the first thing you notice about people? I don't know. I don't pay much attention to people. But I guess as I age, and I'm getting very close to 50 by the way, maybe the first thing I notice is if they're younger or older than me. How corny is that? And that brings me to the next question, is what scares you about aging? Well, getting old scares me. But even more important than that, I don't know that in 20, 30 years from now, my wife is going to be able to push my wheelchair to the deer stand so I can hunt. That scares me a little bit. The next question on this list is, do you use sarcasm a lot? How do I answer this without being sarcastic? I don't know what sarcasm is. Here's a good one. Scary movies or happy endings? I know there's happy endings in scary movies. And there's harmless movies without a happy ending. I don't know. I like Spookly, the square pumpkin. That's kind of got both, I think. Wouldn't you agree? I have no idea what piano is licking right now. but it must be pretty damn good. Here's an interesting one. What item can't you leave the house without? Well, there's a multitude of items that you can't leave the house without. But if I had to sum this up into one answer, it would be probably a positive attitude. That would be my thing. Oh, and my veteran's ID card for discounts. So the next question on the list is, when was the last time you cried? Well, I can tell you, emotionally, the last 2 times I've cried over the last 35, 40 years was when my brother passed away 5 years ago and when my dad passed away 4 years ago. I shed a tear, a few tears. That's the emotional side. Now, if you're talking about odor, aroma, and fumes, that was this morning in the bathroom. Coming in at number 11 on the list is, am I an introvert or an extrovert? I guess that all depends on how many beers I've had. And coming in at number 12 of these questions is, what is your favorite book and why? Well, if you would have asked me that 30 years ago, I would have said Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. It was the first novel I ever read as a 19-year-old. Fascinating book, and I've read it a few times since. If you were to ask me that question 20 years ago, I would have said any book by Patrick F. McManus. He's been a huge inspiration in my life for humor. His fame was with Field and Stream and Outdoor Life, Exit Laughing. Brilliant, brilliant writer. Any of his books. That's what I would have said 20 years ago. Ask me today what my favorite book is and why. Joe sent me that from Camper Outdoors. That's my go-to book, and I don't need to explain why. Thanks for joining me here today at Schick Happens. And Bone Daddy, thanks for the tag. It was fun doing this and answering these questions. And I'm going to pass this tag along to Robin Sadowsky. She's relatively new to my channel and me to hers, but she's got some great content with some meals, planning, the whole 9 yards. Go check her out. And at the time of me doing this video, she was at 998 subscribers. So I'm sure by the time this airs, she'll be over 1,000. And congrats, Robin. Really, congratulations. But you're still getting tagged on these 12 questions. And I look forward to hearing your answers to them. And before I get out of here, if any of you guys with channels that have subscribed to me have tagged me, please give me a heads up or a notice or a comment or something, because I can't always get to everybody's channel every day or every few days. I got to do my rounds. So just give me a heads up. But I do love these challenges. So keep me in the loop. Anyway, thanks for joining me at Schick Happens. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Oh, and one other thing. Here in the next 2 to 3, 4 weeks, here in the next month, I'm going to send out 2 or 3 care packages to some of my subscribers with channels. And if you receive these, don't feel obligated to make a video out of them. I'm just sending you a little care package that you can open and enjoy as a thank you for being a very good supporter of my channel. And again, you don't need to make a video on it. If you want to, fine. If you don't, fine. I don't care. And Joe at Camper Outdoors, I ain't sending you anything. I'm going to hand deliver your next care package.